Hey, Sun Tribe, what's going on? I didn't warn anybody I was going to be doing a live today, but I'm here anyway because I'm drinking this is not Starbucks in here. This is actually some liquid chlorophyll. This is like my vitamins in the morning, but honey, let me try to see if I can get this glare out. Oh, I have one person. How you doing? I have an amazing book I think is worth talking about. I wanted to do this live because I didn't want to think about what I wanted to say because there's a lot of stuff in this book. But I actually met this guy, Unconquered Minds, about 2 years ago. And I remember him showing me his book, talking about it. And woo! Let me tell you, first of all, this is not a cheap book, but this is called The Algorithm and the Black Page. And these are the Black pages. And in this book, it talks about creed, chakras, frequency, crystals and stones, metals, food and health, medicine, earth, missing pieces of history. Now, I consider myself um, a book, a book. What do you call that? A bookworm? Like I've probably read over 500 books over the course of like 20 years already. I love books. I love conscious books. I've always been into conscious books, and this one, it's very hard for me to really like a lot of new books because I feel like they regurgitate the same information over and over again. And people are really not studying or really digging deep into things. And I hope you can hear me because I'm connected to the speaker. So if you can hear me, give me a like so I can know that my speaker is working. But okay, let me go into this book. First of all, this book is so well made. Look at this, The Algorithm. So well made. This book is in black. He really, Unconquered Minds, he really took his time and made a really good polished book. But it's talking about meditation, frequency. I'm going to read something from this as well, but I just want to go through the book at first, just to go through the book. But it's talking about how frequency works, meditation, different kinds of gemstones, and yeah, gemstones and what they do, as well as your chakras, how to utilize things, vaccines. Hello, look at this. This vaccine contains aborted human fetal cells. He goes into depth about these and the ingredients in these and the companies that don't tell you. And this is based in California. This particular company right now. Don't look at my nails because I surf I surf a lot, and it's hard to keep polish on my nails when I'm surfing all the time because it. Thank you. I'm glad you can hear me. Yes, I needed that like because I really wanted to know if you could hear me or not. So that way I won't have any problem with speaking. And I have these glasses on because it wasn't until I started surfing and looking at the sun all the time that now I need glasses. I had a 20/20 vision all my life until freaking last year. But anyway, I hope you like these glasses. But let's talk about this book. So this is about vaccines, and this is about the company Synomics, and he talks about let me come this way. He talks about all the products that this company Synomics is under, PepsiCo, and how they use aborted cells in their research, and talks about Dr. Sebi and how to cure cancer. And honestly, it's a really, really good book. It's about, brain power and really how to tap into, your highest frequency. It talks about the frequency of music, eugenics, how the Nazis were able to control um, control, people and the techniques they use. Oh man, he gets deep. He really goes deep. Like, I actually read this whole book. And it took me less than a month, because once I'm interested in something, I just read. Like, like I said, I've read over 500 books. So this might take you a year. It used to take me a year to read stuff like this, but now I like finish this in a month. And pretty much it's because a lot of this, like some of this information or half of it, I kind of already knew as well. So, I could speed read through it. But it talks about how music can become toxic, the sounds in it, the frequency of water. Woo, he gets deep. Like, he goes into how to use magnet technology in here. I'm gonna read something. I don't even know what I want to read, because this book is so deep. But he even gets into like the different religions in this book, from atheism and how it all started. Let me move this down. How about that? Here we go. Atheism and how it started, and Christianity, Islam, every religion, paganism, what its origins are in this book, paganism, who are the real Jews, what is the Talmud, spirits and the jinn. Now, this was kind of scary for me. this was this, we're in a spiritual age right now. This is the age of Aquarius. We are finally dawned into the age of Aquarius. And in this spiritual age, you have to learn how to protect yourself and understand how energy vampires work and the frequencies and the different things going on the earth. But he goes into all of this, what's the origins of it, the scientific facts behind it. And like I said, the author is Unconquered Minds. This book is $200. Yeah, 200. So, and you know what? I must say, it's actually really worth it. And I'm not being paid for this or anything. I just, it's Christmas time, and maybe, Christmas. You'll have to read the book to find out about that one. But anyway, it's a time of giving, when people want to give or treat themselves. And, this is a book for the conscious community, and really learning some things, really understanding and getting to know, understanding how the world works, spirits, aliens, scientific findings on those things, magic and summoning. Like, this book gets kind of deep. I grew up in a household where books were the Book of Lies, the Confessions. Well, I don't want to even say some of this. Some of this stuff I don't even want to say out loud. But Qigong and energy, and how to utilize these kind of things. How to the history behind the science of chi energy, how meridian flow works, how to utilize your own, power, and and the findings of people with supernatural powers that are on this earth, and your chakra system, how it works, how to heal it. It goes through some good things here. How how stones work. And then he talks about, like different people, DNA and chi, and how the structures of DNA. I thought was a very interesting, the effects of meditation on the brain, how the brain works with meditation, and what the findings are, the documentation of it. And I'll read this, because meditation is actually one of my favorite things to do. Moving meditation, as well as, stillness. There's so many levels of meditation. So anyway, he talks about the main physical benefits of meditation: decreases the physical tension, delete psychomatic disorders, paralysis against stress. He has some words in here too. Lowers blood pressure, strengthens the immune system. It shows that it slows the aging process and recharges your battery. So those are some, things, and the effects of having or doing meditation, as well as teaches you how to be psychic too. Because I can't tell you how many times, you know, as I've been meditating over the years, like I already know conversations I'm about to have, and that's probably with a combination of having a plant-based, vegan diet, as well as or nutrition, holistic health with meditation. These things help, and it talks about these things. It talks into, go into like really the science behind it, and the quantum physics, the metaphysics behind it, and talks about Buddha in here, the versatile arts of kinesis, how you use your brain power, the techniques of telekinesis, and yeah, it's some really deep stuff in this book. Agrokinesis, which is like also known as grod kinesis or plant manipulation. Like you can talk to plants in your mind. You can like, um, I think the shamans use this technique a lot. Like when you meet shamans and you go in the forest and they talk about um, utilizing the plants and the trees and nature to get answers and to have spiritual awareness of what's going on around them to keep them safe and stuff like that. So it goes into all the all the kinesises, and there's a lot of them. There's quite a few. I mean, it's this is a deep book. Also, talks about how chemotherapy study accidentally exposed chemotherapy as fraud. Tumors grow faster after chemo. So it talks about chemotherapy and how you can heal yourself. And it talks about, different frequencies, different stones can help in the healing, as well as, this is crazy right here. Wait, let me get to it. I found out that I definitely need more copper in my life. Dr. Sibby. It talks about Dr. Sibby, and it talks about, how um, factory farm animals, how they're treated, how they're killed, how they're exploited, how you get your meat, what kind of hormones they put into the meat. So this is like basically like a really um, like an encyclopedia, a woke folks encyclopedia of things we need to hear, or understand, the open secrets about kosher foods. I don't think I remember that particular. I have to read that again. Like sometimes I look at this book and it just hits me in a different way. But I thought this book is very well done. I mean, the polishing of it, how he got, like, he's so detailed in this freaking book. Like the way, the template of the book, or the structure. Is that the word? The structure I want to use? Structure, yeah. Structure. The structure of the book, how it is. And it's just neat. And uh, it's easier on the eyes when it's in black and yellow, and he just packaged this, very, very well. He talks about the ocean species on the brink, and how overfishing has, really declined, our declined, yeah. And how the Cinemax Genomics biotech company is making us cannibals. I didn't say it, he said it. They said it, unconquered minds. But yeah, and the taste buds. I mean, look at that. That's kind of deep right there. That's kind of deep. Some deep stuff in this book. Um, he has a lot to say on this particular subject when it comes to food enhancers, things that these companies use to make us crave their food, and trying to, and that's why, it's so important to be like plant-based vegans, honestly. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of us go organic. And he talks about Dr. Sebi with high regard, of course, one of the natural electric foods guru, who I've actually followed a lot of his alkaline stuff. And I thought it was deep. He had in here like all the doctors that were killed over the years who were trying to teach this stuff. And I can't believe it's so many. Like, he has pictures of all the holistic health doctors that were just end up coming up dead. And yeah, that's really crazy. Cognitive benefits of exercise. I particularly like the end of this chapter too, the end here, where, of course, eugenics. He talks about Earth, and there's some, speculation that the Earth is not round. And all the theories behind it. He goes into the theories and the origin of the theories, dating back from, the Egyptian times, Hindu, Hebrew, Inca, what these different people says, the findings of it. This is a book to really just make you think. Carbon dating debunked, radiation, talking about how you protect yourself from radiation, the chemical structure of DNA. Oh, this is kind of very fascinating in here. And scrutinizing the slave narrative. It goes into about the slavery and the Aboriginals. And yeah, I don't want to give away too much of his book, but I just wanted to come on here about angels. Man, he just goes deep. He just goes deep. So this is just a review of this book that I wanted to give. A good book for this quarantine and being in this time of quarantine. If you wanted to have something, that one book that you can just get educated on. And I'll probably come on here and talk about more books. Depends on if you find this useful or not. But personally, I love books. So this book right here is really awesome. Creed, chakras, frequency, crystals, and what does that say? Stones. I'm reading this like backwards in the camera. Metals, food and health, medicine, earth, missing pieces of history that goes into like the Native Americans or Native or Indigenous people, rather, Indigenous culture, Indigenous people. This was just good, Oh, thank you, Craig. Hi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and you're welcome. Great book, though. I can't stress it enough. And at first, when you first get this book and you start really looking at it and you kind of skim through it, it's going to be quite overwhelming, because it's like in the Matrix when you have the red pill and the blue pill. And when you open this book and you start looking at some different stuff in here and you really start paying attention, it really like blows your head back. You're like, whoa. And as a individual who's read a lot of books and researched a lot over the years and always just found information and history very, very interesting, I was just pleasantly surprised to see how much thought, detail, and really the research he did was just profound. And the way that, he presented this information. And so I don't know if anyone is giving him reviews, but he took a lot of time on this book. And like I said, it's $200. It's not a cheap book at all. Um, and he's nowhere online. He's pretty much very secretive and very, recluse. And of course, with this kind of information and knowing so much, I would be too. I would be recluse too. However, it's out there, and yeah, my takeaway from this though is this company out of California known as Sonomics, and all the things, in this food that, or in these products that we should be aware of. But yeah, he goes, when I say detail, when I say this is a detailed book, this book is so freaking detailed, so freaking, you know, the references, everything is just A1. But that's all I'm going to say about this book. I hope you all are doing good today. Have a good day. I hope you like my content. I've been uploading more often, and I know there's a little interesting glare. I think it's from the lights that way, which gives me like a crazy glare today. But yeah, have a good day, and I'll talk to you again another time. Have a good one, Sun Tribe. And stay healthy, stay quarantined up, with some live, active, organic foods and liquid chlorophyll. Drink to my health. Flaxseed oil. Yes. Talk to you soon. Bye. I'm rambling. I need to go. And how do I go? Wait, let me see. That's the thing now. How do you actually turn this off? Because it's like I'm stuck. I'm stuck in YouTube land. Bye.